guys, it's me, Sasa Grade 3, and today I thought it might be fun to go through some of my non-plush Webkinz collection. Lots of people always focus on the plushies, and I do too, they're obviously the best part, but there's a lot of, or well, at least there used to be, a lot of non-plush related Webkinz merch, and of course, I've collected some over the years. Also, yes, I got a new microphone for my camera. It's technically a lapel mic, but I don't really think it sounds that great unless you're talking directly into it, so I put it on top of my camera. I think this might be an improvement. Let me know what you think. Anyways, as far as like non-plush merch goes, I don't think I have a ton, but the biggest thing I have is definitely my Webkinz Binder. This has all of my Webkinz-related data in it, and there's an important thing you need to know, but before we go forward, and that's how I used to organize my Webkinz tags. Whenever I would adopt a Webkinz, I would take the tag, unless I use like the ribbon or something as an accessory, I would put the ribbon back on the tag when I was done, and I would loop it around a jelly bracelet that was attached to one of this binder's rings. Now, if you think that sounds like a bad idea, well, it didn't sound bad when I was 10. And like, it wasn't that bad when I didn't have tons of Webkinz. But, nowadays I have like over 200 codes. And you see a mess get so big that you're just like, I don't want to fix it. But then I saw another collector. They put their tags in trading card sleeves. So you know what I had to do. Now, if you look at how I organized mine, you might notice they're not organized by pet species or anything, and they also have their names on them. So, there is a very logical explanation for this. When I was deciding what order to put these tags in, I thought, well, obviously I'll start with black cats because Little Mittens was my first Webkinz, so I can start with a black cat. But as I was doing that, I realized that is not sustainable. Because think of this. What if like in the future I get another black cat? Then I'm gonna take all of these tags out and move them down like one block just so that way I have space to put this new tag in. So what would be better is simply put all of the tags in the order they were adopted. But in order to do that, I have to figure out whose code belongs to who, because that is something that apparently matters. So I was going through and staring at these like, whose were you? Am I absolutely sure that this is Hannah and not where's Molly? Molly, there, okay, Molly, the Himalayan cat. How do I know this is Molly and not Hannah, and that this is Hannah and not Molly? Here's the thing. I don't! But that's not gonna stop me from trying to prove that I do! And here's the thing about being a longtime KinzTuber. A lot of my Webkinz were on camera, so I was going through being like, my very first package video was opening Glacier and Lucy. Well, I only have one Peace Puppy, so I know this is Lucy, but I have like 30 Huskies. I don't even know at this point, I can't count. But I'm like, how do I know this is Glacier? Well, I'll just look at his package video, of course. The thing is, cameras were not great back then, or at least the good ones were really expensive. I was just using my mom's camera, and she complained that I later broke it because I used it too much. Anyways, so even though I went and looked back at the videos, and I showed this tag in the video, tell me, can you tell what this tag looks like? Like, I'm just guessing. Am I for sure that I got Glaciers right? No. As a matter of fact, my first Husky was Maya. I'm fairly certain that's not Maya, because I'm missing Kayla's code. But I got Kayla around the time I got Brian. Oh yeah, ignore my... there was a short time where I marked their names, but I didn't spell any of them right. Yay. This is the point I really started to keep track of the codes. So this is like the last one I technically lost, and I don't think I actually lost it. But I'm pretty sure I have identified all of the other codes. So I'm actually kind of thinking that Maya, where's Maya? I lost her again. Maya is actually Kayla! Actually, you know what? Hold up. I used to adopt Webkinz like right away back then, but I think I remember a video I did actually use Kayla in, so if I could find where that one is, then maybe I could God damn it, I upload so many videos! Okay, I think this was Kayla's first video. She doesn't have a tag. Okay, this is a waste of time. And that is... that is what I was doing for like 200 codes. Now, some of them, like, I remember that I lost Whiskers code, so even though I have 2 charcoal cats, I know the other tag is Taz's, because I remember as a kid looking for her code and just staring at her online all sad because I couldn't find her tag. But you know, fun fact, I actually made a music video for the dog on the front of the tag. I never uploaded this because it was very cringe. How old is it? Okay. I remember, yeah, I used my pet codes for this video. That was when I realized that Whiskers' tag was missing. So, yeah, I even thought this was bad back then. Where's the... Oh, that's it. And this is news to me. I can't believe I lost Brownie's tag. Or maybe it was Shelly's. It could have been Shelly. And, like, in the grand scheme of things, does this matter? Not in the slightest. I also don't know if this is Taylor's tag that's missing. Okay, the other thing I used besides videos was context clues. Like I said, some tags I took the ribbons off, or I lost the ribbons, or I used them as accessories. So what I did is I took all those tags, made them into like a stack, and pulled one ribbon through them all so I could loop them on the jelly bracelet. So I had this group of tags all stuck together, and I was like, these all fit in a specific time frame perfectly. Also, this is killing me. Catherine and Patricia's tags are gone. Here's the thing. I know I held at least one white poodle code while I was organizing this. I know this because you might notice I'm writing the HM number here, okay? Okay, we're gonna go off a tangent. Stay with me. That is because when I was doing this, I figured it would be a great time to update my Webkinz doc with the HM numbers. And like this makes sense to me because if you want to look at something like this, I have to put new Basset Hound because Webkinz started just using the same names as previous pets. I mean, before you could just go by what their name was. They always made a different name. You know, they had the German Shepherd, then they had the American German Shepherd. But then they just decided to stop doing that. And especially now with Gen 2 pets, I figured I should update my list so it's clearer and more cohesive. Hi, Chessie. Now, here's the thing. This doesn't matter at all. I spent so much time going through this list that you can see is very well organized. I list what number the Webkinz is. Now I have their HM number, the name of the pet, their name, their gender, if they didn't have a tag, who gave them to me, who gave me the code for them, because not all of them came with codes, but some people gave me a code, and other ones I just like the Sanctuary Normade cow is part of a medallion pet, so one day I just hey, I'm just gonna adopt the cow with medallions. I have her on my account now, but as I was going through the codes, because they have the HM numbers right here, I figured I will just go through and update the numbers as I go through the tags. I was holding, and I got the HM number from the tag. I was holding in my hand and entered it in my document, and now that tag is missing. I've checked everywhere. I don't know where it is. The only thing I can think of is maybe during the night, someone took it. Would you have done that? I don't know. There is at least one. I can't remember if I remember I lost one a long time ago. I think it might have been the last tag I lost, which makes you think that it's definitely, my tag is definitely Kayla's. But anyways, thankfully this got easier as it went on because I've only got one whale that had a tag. I've only got one cream soda pup. You know, these started to get easier as things went on. I was considering that, like, putting the Littlekins in their own section, but I was like, yeah, it makes sense to keep them in one place. But I did put the signatures in their own thing, and these guys were a lot easier. And that's mostly because I don't have tons of, like, duplicate signatures. Well, at least ones with code. So, like, I got 4 calico cats, but only 2 came with codes. Well, one has to be Callie, and the other one, by the time I got it, I was recording in 720p. And so I was able to distinctly say, this was Lacey, because Lacey's code had staples in it. And I know Yomagami and Kabagami, well, they were also in a video, and wouldn't you know it, the Hobby Lobby stickers were in completely different places. And then when it came to the hamsters, I just, I didn't care. I mean, they didn't really get videos. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the hamsters. I really liked Mason hamsters as a kid. Never been a big fan of the plush. And because of my somewhat distaste, it kind of pained me to put them right here. But yeah, what would I say? Littlekins are not like an entirely different category to me. They're like regular Webkinz, but small. And signatures are just, I mean, they're a different league of their own. Same with Mason hamsters, but these are getting into like code shop pets, but they have to go here, and it kills me. I really want to put Kinz clips here because they're tinier, but these guys you can actually like log in and play with as regular pets, and you can't do that with the Kinz clip. They just give you Kinz cash, and it sucks. Which means technically even Zumbuddies are above Kinz clips, because Zumbuddies you can at least give to your pet as a buddy. It gives, you can play with them in some worlds. You can't do that with Kinz clips, and it kills me. Also, I lost Randy's code. I don't know how I did that, but I lost Randy's code. I know I had it. I'm fairly certain I entered it in my account, because that actually belonged to that other guy, technically, but then we stopped speaking to each other, and I still had Randy, and so I just, like, never gave him back. He didn't pay for him or anything. And then we just get into this stuff, which, actually, fun fact, I didn't know I had any of these left. If you watch, like, my 2013 Webkinz road trip video, which you shouldn't at this point, the guy gave us just tons of these codes. I didn't realize I had any left. I've slowly given them to friends over the years. I've used a few on myself, and, like, I just didn't realize I had any left, but I have one left. You know, if I really wanted to also, like, torture myself, I could have also gone through and, like, figured out who came with which Carrying Valley tag, but I decided to not do that for my own sanity. And I mean, like, I don't know what would make me think that, you know, I needed sanity at this point, but, you know, here we are. Oh my god, if you organize your Webkinz codes, don't do this. You will lose your mind. And while doing this, I also ran into another thing. So, I have my Webkinz here in their order, and that is the order the codes are in. But Maggie didn't come with a code. My brother used Jerry Lee's code, so I didn't have to worry about, you know, if there were multiple German Shepherd codes. Now, I want you to keep in mind, back when I started doing this list, I made it, I had almost a whole page filled out with Webkinz, so I was kind of going off memory. I remember I filmed a really old collection video, but I never uploaded it, which that would have been helpful because I put them in order I got them. But you might notice Max is number 35. But if you go to his adoption video, what does that say? I went nuts because when you have 35 Webkinz, it shouldn't be hard to count, should it? But I guess counting is something I was very bad at. So I was either wrong when I made that list when I was like 10 or 11, or I was wrong when I was like a few months younger and I made that video. I don't know which is worse. This set me on like a spiral. Basically, what I ended up doing is I went through my Webkinz account. It tells you when you adopted them. So I ended up going through the list, pet by pet, marking off the date they were adopted until we got to Max. And as you can see, I was just wrong when I made that video. I was 10 years old, and I couldn't count to 30 fucking 5. 2009-01. Wait a minute, that's wrong. I meant to put 2010. God. That would make Max before even Little Mit. Oh my. Oh my god, some things never change, but I wish they did. But yeah, I kind of crashed out about this on Tumblr. You should follow my Tumblr. I'm most active there. That's half the reason I wanted to make this video. I just wanted you guys to know the suffering I went through. And the thing about me, like, organizing them by pets not really being sustainable, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I haven't made an adoption video in years and years. I don't really adopt Webkinz anymore. Like, you might notice Waffle still has her code, and I've still got my Webkinz with the tags attached up here. I added their names for, like, just future reference. And even on my list, if they have come with a code, but it's still attached, I've marked it here. And even you might notice code purchased. The thing is, even though, like, some Webkinz, it really doesn't matter, like, the signature giraffe, I don't think is very expensive. Things like the narwhal with a code, for some reason, are worth so much money. I kind of don't want to, like, remove the code and then erase so much value. And, like, it also kind of doesn't matter if I do that anyways, because I don't ever intend to sell these plush. But at the same time, I've kind of gotten to a point with Webkinz where it's like, I kind of just want to preserve them. I don't really get new Webkinz much nowadays because I don't have space. And also, Gans has done a lot of things as a company that I don't particularly like. But, like, if I ever was in, like, a bad situation or whatnot, I'd rather, like, just be able to sell my narwhal than have to sell, like, several of my signatures, several of my big favorites and stuff. I never want to get in that situation, but in the event I ever did, it's kind of nice to be like, okay, I have some equity, I guess, in plush collection. Then you also find someone to pay for that, and, you know, it's like, if people don't have the money to buy stuff, then it doesn't matter what you have. I don't know, just, like, destroying that value, kind of, it feels bad. And I just kind of don't really want to do it anymore. I also haven't made adoption videos in a while. I like the people that I collaborated with. It was very nice. It was very fun. It was a lot to organize and get together. And frankly, I am the unpredictable and unreliable one. It just made everything harder. And the videos when you do them solo are just not as good. I just been taking it when my account expires into a free member to go and just, like, buy a code for, like, $4 or $5 from a reseller that, you know, for, like, one of my Webkinz that never came with a code, now I have them online. So I just been doing that for, like, a couple of years. Like, even though I know I could just adopt Voliaris. I mean, his code is right there. The leopard is not exactly, like, a rare or expensive Webkinz, but then he'd be adopted out of order. And, like, that would also bother me. There's just no winning, honestly. And I feel like if I got a Webkinz, like, publicly on my channel, I feel, like, responsible to make a video about them. I also just kind of, like, don't really want to promote the online game after the experiences I've had with Gans personally. It was not fun. It doesn't feel good for me to be a Webkinz fan this day. I like the plush I have. I'm not getting rid of them. You know, the money was already spent, but I don't intend to go further. Anyway, that's just what I've been doing. That's been what's working for me. So now you know, I guess. The back half of this book is stuff I made when I was little. I'd make a list of all the puppies I wanted and their names, and I used to update it every time a puppy came out because I wanted every puppy. And you might see that I actually have every single one on these pages. I didn't even have Samantha or Victoria when I did this last, but I got Tina and Tree. I remember I wanted a boy Misty puppy too, but I never remember his name. I got Piper, I got Lucy, Lexi, Sunny, Mike. Oh my god, look at how I spelled Heather. Delaric. It's supposed to be Derek. Tiffany. Oh, here's my updated one. I fixed the spelling. Heather, Lila, Chanel, Scarlett. I still want this one, actually. I want to name her Dina, if I ever eventually get one. Huston? Wait. That was it? I don't even like that name. The fun thing is, I still have all this stuff digitally. Or, no, I'm only seeing this one. Hold on. These are the same picture. These are the same. Okay. Oh my god, one of my, like, super old band. I didn't realize. Oh my god. No. Okay, so maybe I don't have everything digital still, but I do still have this. The signature golden retriever was, like, my dream Webkinz back in the day. I put a lot of information about myself on this, but it was supposed to only be for me. But yeah, I made my own adoption certificate. Look how crunchy this is. So I also made the same for Shia because she also became my dream Webkinz. And then this goes into, like, Build-A-Bear stuff. I didn't have anywhere else to put this. Oh yeah, and here's all the ribbons, by the way. I took them off the tag. I'm like, well, I have to preserve some of the spirit of the jelly bracelets. Anyways, I've spoken enough about this tag stuff. You get the idea. Do not do this unless you hate yourself. Oh, wait, you know what? I just realized there is something I have to point out, and it has to do with these. You might have noticed I also had a mystery Maze and Hamsters code. So, if I'm remembering correctly, there was a package video I did where when I opened it, it just had a ton of tags thrown in there. I went looking for that video to try and get some further context and also be like, hey, do these belong to any of my Webkinz? Or did they come from this random eBay seller that just threw them in there? And I couldn't find it. I'm thinking I probably edited it out. And that bothers me. I can't just throw these out because I'm not entirely sure if they belong to my account or not. And it's not like I can just verify it. All I know is I tested them and they are all used. I think the cruelest thing though is that one of them is a love puppy code, and I have always wanted a love puppy code. Like, the love puppy was like my first dream Webkinz, and I was lucky enough to get Emily right here, 48. She was my first Webkinz without a code. I used to always get my Webkinz with codes back then. And like, I hate it. The person that sold all of their Webkinz and threw a handful of codes in there, probably not knowing if they were used or not, just trying to get rid of them. I am like 99% sure their account is expired and all of these codes aren't linked to anything that's valid nowadays because, yeah, Webkinz deletes that old data. And I really, really wish that when that happened, when they... What's the matter? What's the matter, Bagel? She doesn't get it. It just sucks that, like, now there's a ton of invalid codes. Like, I really wish when the account expired and was deleted that the code, like, became usable again, but they don't do that because, you know, then if they did that, I could have a love puppy code. Anyways, I guess a not so fun fact about me is I was so obsessed with having a love puppy as a kid that I made a room for, you know, whenever I was totally eventually going to get one, and I'm like, I'm gonna put her sofa here, and she has this beautiful brand new super bed that's the Princess and the Pea theme, and you might notice that there's a shocking lack of windows. I put in this rainy day window, which I think is now a retired exclusive. I would sit here in this chair and watch the rain outside the window and listen to sad music. Oh my gosh. I mean, I am filming this like a couple of days before Valentine's. Maybe they'll have it back in the e-store for like a bundle, and maybe I'll splurge if a reseller has a decent price or something. I don't know, man. I still really want a love puppy for some reason. Yeah, I'm never getting a code for a love puppy. Anyways, if anyone actually does remember what video this was from, if I didn't edit it out, please let me know. I just go through so many videos. I should know this, but I don't. But anyways, let's go on to actually some of the non-plush stuff. My cookbook! I printed this out when I was like 10 from Webkinz Insider. Oh my god. A lot of these recipes also weren't known at the time, and we know them now, so this is just kind of outdated. I still keep it. Anyways, in the next list of do not do this, we have my Webkinz charms. I decided to put them in here. I figured it was a nice, safe place. I poked a hole in the back of the thing and latched them on, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get your fingers into these sleeves, but this took like an hour, and then they also keep like swinging everywhere and not staying in place. I wanted to like put staples in between them to keep them from doing that after I got them in, but they're too raised up to fit a stapler there, so it genuinely was one of the most frustrating experiences of my life. That said, if I get any more charms, I'm totally doing it again. Also, apparently one of these just, like, sold on eBay. It was one in mint condition, not destroyed like mine is, but one of these sold for, like, well over $300 or $400, so I do like this. It's so cool. Shame about the packaging. Adding this in here because I realized I didn't speak, like, anything about the charms themselves. These are obviously all Series 1 charms. I never really collected charms. I never got any of them new. I think I just got all these in, like, a single lot. Some of them, as you can see, have kind of been yellowed, so. And I didn't really speak as to why this thing was so expensive. I spoke about this a bit in the previous video, but I really like this. It endlessly fascinates me because this charm was actually a prototype that was seemingly sent to stores by mistake. So this is not an officially released charm, and the code will not work. And that is why it is so rare and expensive. The only reason I have one is because someone was stupid enough to list it on eBay for $30. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I can be salty about the packaging all I want, but I mean, all right, back to the video. Hi, I'm interrupting again. I entirely forgot about the bookmarks. I have 3 Webkinz bookmarks. If there's more, I definitely lost them. There you go. Now you know. They're going in the binder now. They weren't there before. Oh, and the bookmarks are also magnetic. So these bookmarks would probably be really nice for someone, you know, who actually reads books. Couldn't be me. The only reason I've got them is because I got them for free. God, Gans made so much random shit back then that they then forced small businesses to buy if they wanted the actual big seller, which was the plush line. That's how they made a lot of money. Anyways! Okay, now we are actually done with the Webkinz binder. It has only been... Oh, crap. Anyways, let's go to the next category, which is easily the shortest. Figures. This is all I got. I just have this pink and white cat. I think this was also given to me at the Webkinz road trip because the guy running the stall there was, like, so unbelievably chill. He just kept giving us stuff. Now, I only have that figure, but when I was a kid, I was so obsessed with the Love Puppy, I made my own. Out of cookable clay. The resemblance is uncanny, isn't it? Real talk, I still really do like this. For just, like, a 10-year-old who didn't really know what they were doing, it actually came out, like, okay-ish. Can't believe I got the black eyebrows on there, but I messed up the mouth. Anyways, that's the figures. Easy part done. Should we go through more binders? Let's go through more binders. These are empty albums for future cards that I'm probably never gonna get because I only have series 1 and 2, and that would be like for 3 and 4. Oh, I forgot I have all my Mondo in here. Now, I made videos opening these cards, so I saved the featured code cards. These are all used, so you don't even have to bother. I have the pet code cards here, which I am saving the codes because I use them to renew my second account when it expires, so I can send a bunch of items to my main account that I'm not really gonna use because I don't really play Webkinz that much nowadays. I'm just, like, in maintenance mode, and I still have to be, anyways. This is series 1, I've marked it. Got the arty cards. Yeah, these are the cards. I organized them by number, so there's blank spaces. I can't believe how many packs of these cards I've opened, and I'm still, like, missing some. I think... Oh god, wait a minute. Oh, every time there was, like, a duplicate, I just stuck them all in the same thing. Oh. I thought I remember doing that, but then it was too many cards. Oh, I actually have a lot. Do I have all the food? I think I have all the food. Character cards? Do I have all the characters? I think I'm only missing a couple of series 1, actually. An arcade game. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't think these are in order. Oh no, do I have to organize these now? 44, 37, 56. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, worst day of my life. I thought they were organized. Okay, well, the series 2. These should be organized, right? More codes. Series 2 had a lot less codes. You know, I actually have been trying to compile, like, which pets you can get from which series of trading cards. If anyone's, like, interested in figuring that out, I don't really know. I just kind of want to know, like, hey, when you buy a box of trading cards, if you open all of them, what are your pet options. Okay, you can kind of see when I started this, I should not store this in Discord, but I do anyways. So, that's what I have. And a lot of it was based on, like, eBay listings, since Series 1 is the only one that actually showed a picture. Anyways, for Series 2, the 3 codes I got were the Dalmatian, Persian Cat, and Husky. I don't know if there's only 4 possible options per series, or it's a wider range for Series 2. Anyways, this is the stuff I think about on a daily basis. So I really love these at paw level cards. Like, these are just so cool. And this one, it's got sketches on the back. But look, this one, 1 out of 8. 4 out of 8. And then we got these other ones. Oh my god. It looks like it's in Webkinz Next with like just how it looks. 5, 6, 7, and 8. This one is organized. Why didn't I do it with Series 1? Okay, yes, I only did 1 card per sleeve. I didn't double it up because I thought it made it too thick. Instead, the extra cards I had that were duplicates, I have in these boxes. Oh my god, I have a lot. But this also means if like I ever can actually play the trading card game, I have the mint cards, and I have cards to play with. Not that I would ever play with anybody, because I don't have anyone to play with, and even if I did, no one knows how to play this game. Got these snap. I like these holo cards. These are just so pretty. And then the backs of them are just so nice. I think, do I have all the W-Tails ones? 8 out of 8, yeah, I have all the W-Tails ones. It's a shame, I like the Paw level ones more, but just, see Series 2? Okay, I'm missing that challenge card. Then we're getting into characters. I could just organize and put these in my regular Webkinz binder, but I mean, I have the trading card binders as is. Like, there's the love puppy. God, even as an adult, you can see my bias bleed into everything. I have a lot of Series 2. I think I opened 2 boxes, but the thing is, like, Series 3 and 4 just got so much more expensive. Oh, I saved some of these so you could see the different art that was on each one. I'm not missing many for Series 2, surprisingly. And then also in the few times I've gotten like a Webkinz gift bag from things, I've just kind of saved it. So if you've never seen one of these, yeah, there was a short time that when you bought Webkinz from the Ganzi store, they just sent you one of these bags with it. So put all these Mondo back in the cage where they belong. All right, almost done. For the non-plush related stuff, some of the stuff I have are carriers. Now, I'm trying to remember. I think these 2, I believe, came from the Webkinz road trip. The guy just gave us these for free, which is nice because I really liked these. I've always liked Webkinz carriers. Actually, fun fact. I didn't used to carry a purse. Actually, I still don't. I carry my backpack with a bunch of cat pins. But there was a short while that anytime I went out, I would just put a Webkinz in a Webkinz carrier with like anything else I needed for the day. And that was my bag. And the specific one I used was actually this one. This is one my brother gave me. The pink camo one. This has always been like one of my favorites. He had the green one, and I had the pink one. You can see it is pretty dirty. I've washed it a few times, I think, but I've used a lot, and you can imagine after carrying a Webkinz in here and like a bottle of water, this kind of got very full and very heavy, and that was one reason I was like, okay, I need a backpack. Because I also didn't like having to always carry it around, and I tried to use this one instead, because also this was probably like one of my other favorites, but this one just wasn't big enough for anything but like a Webkinz. The other ones I have, I like the color schemes, but this one, he has a big front load. This one is like a top load. You can stick their heads out. These are just like flat out purses. Oh yeah, that's another thing I liked about this is because it was like a backpack. I didn't need to use my hands all the time. Yeah, these I used a few times, but they just didn't really hold much. So while I like the colors and the design, they weren't very practical. I can't believe I'm looking at a plush carrier and being like, it isn't practical for carrying all my stuff. Anyways, that's the carriers. I never got tons of like official Webkinz clothes. I think I got some of these in like a lot on eBay or something. They never held their value. You could get them in stores for like $8 for like a single jacket. That was like half the cost of a Webkinz. That said, I do really like some of these, like this purple one. And then I got the sailor shirt. And I also have another one of those that Otis is wearing. I also wanted to get Puddles this hat because he's wearing it online. I'm like, oh, he needs this. He needs his hat. Georgia, she has this shirt, which I also have a second one of, apparently. I barely got like any of these new. Lots of these like came with the plush. This jean jacket and pants set are really nice. The problem that came with a lot of Webkinz clothes, and you might notice, is that they like to look like human clothes where they stick straight out, but you can already see the problem. Most of the pets were quadrupeds. When you put on them, they just kind of... That's one reason I really just started making my own clothes for a lot of them, because I didn't like that. This shirt is so nice. I have 2 of them again. The other one's on Midnight. Yeah, I also put Blossom in this outfit. These pants have always been like so weird to me. And then the shirt. Okay, technically it's supposed to be like a dress. It's really long. You can see it stretches all the way down online. It covers them entirely like a dress. Gans, with all due respect, I hate that. It does not look good as a dress, so I refuse to use it online. I always remember I felt kind of bad for like dressing Blossom up like this. Like, oh, she's a waste of clothes, because I don't really like this Webkinz that much. I got her for free on one of those Webkinz Day events. I might have gotten these clothes there then too. I don't remember. I don't know. Every time I took them off, I'm like, I don't like it. Cover this up. There's the origin story of why Blossom, one of my least favorite Webkinz that I hate on like I hate Sonic Lost World, wears clothes. This hoodie is, I don't know how some of these got stained. I guess it's just been sitting for so long. Oh, this one's really nice. I like the design of it so much. Oh gosh, this thing. I remember some people used to dress their love puppies in it and stuff, but my mom, like back in the day, was like, oh no, you can't get this because it has angel wings on it, and you shouldn't get depictions of angels or something, so I cut the wings off. But actually, before filming this, I was like, I'm just gonna sew them back on. I don't care anymore. I'm like an atheist now. I mean, my mom being really strict with religion stuff just kind of did that. Oh, this Kinsville Academy jacket was also really nice. I like this stuff. I just wish that they actually fit like quadrupeds better, because like 95%, if not more, of Gans's entire plush lines are quadrupeds, and then they made these so the arms just stick straight out like they're for teddy bears or something. It was such a dumb decision. I also didn't remember that this was like a Webkinz thing. It has the Webkinz tag on it, so this is Webkinz. I don't remember that at all. Oh, this pink tracksuit has always been like one of my favorites. I love this. It's a 2-piece set. There's that, and then there's the pants. I put Emily in that a lot. I always used to change her outfits. I also love this. This cape is so perfect. And this little vest. I always dreamed when I was a kid of getting a love puppy and dressing it in this vest. And you know what? Ha ha ha! No one tells me what to do. Though to be honest, yeah, this kind of restricts their arms. It's really big around the neck. See, this is why a lot of the stuff just wasn't that well designed. I mean, like, okay, honestly, this is one of my favorite ones. This like summertime outfit I have on Tracy. I think I actually bought this one, and it's always been one of my favorites. I love it. It's just this beautiful blue and these lime green pants. It kind of works because there isn't really sleeves. It's just this string that ties around the back of the neck, so it doesn't hold their front paws awkwardly. And if their back's splayed out a little bit, that's okay, because, you know, they're meant to be sitting, so it works for them. Yeah, I remember there was one other outfit I really want. I wanted to get that candy outfit and put it on a peace puppy. And I did eventually get a peace puppy, and then I changed Lucy's ears and I made her butterfly outfit, and now it's like, I don't know, I almost have one like another peace puppy just to dress in that and be a little, I don't know, more authentic, because I kind of altered Lucy a little bit, because I was like, the ears are supposed to attach here in the front, but the ears attached in the middle, so they stuck out like this. That was wrong, so I fixed it. Anyways, you might click on this expecting a nice chill video, and I just kind of lost my mind over this binder, but I hope this was enjoyable and a nice little kind of like trip through some Webkinz history and how things are. I don't even remember the names of these clothes. There's so many nowadays, and they made so many more of these. These were nice. I did like these. It's just they weren't made for the pets. So stupid. It's why I made all my own Webkinz clothes. They didn't turn out very good. I didn't know how to sew much back then. I mean, look at these. Look at this stitching. Thank God I can sew better nowadays, but like, I hope this was fun. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one later. Okay, get out of that coat now. It really is unbecoming of you, baby.